Korea acts as an expansion hub. Our success here dramatically boosts credibility across to Asia and is your golden ticket to Japan, Taiwan, and Southeast countries.
הקוריאנים, פרק 53. והפעם, הרצאתו של ריאן, ראש תחום אונליין וגיימינג בקבוצת יונאקו. מתוך האירוע מפצחים את שוק המשחקים הקוריאני שערכה קבוצת יונאקו בשיתוף עם גיימיז, עמותת המשחקים הישראלית, ודן בשאלה כיצד ניתן להחדיר משחקים זרים וישראלים לשוק המשחקים הקוריאני. לריאן מעל 20 שנות ניסיון בתחומי האונליין והדיגיטל בקוריאה, ואפילו היה מנכ"ל של חברה ישראלית בקוריאה. חשוב מאוד לציין שהפעם מדובר בתוכן ממש מקצועי שמיועד לתעשיית המשחקים, והוא מוגש באנגלית. למה כדאי לחברות ישראליות להתאמץ ולהיכנס לשוק הקוריאני? על אלה אתגרים הם צריכים להתגבר בדרך לשם? למה בקוריאה לוקליזציה של משחק זה הרבה מעבר לסתם תרגום? מהם המודלים העסקיים שמתאימים בקוריאה, ולמי מתאים כל אחד מהמודלים העסקיים, ומה מפת הדרכים ההדרגתית המומלצת להחדרה של משחק לשוק הקוריאני, שהוא כמובן שוק המשחקים הרביעי בגודלו בעולם.
Shalom and good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Kim, head of online and gaming at Yonako Group. It's great to be here with the people who are building the next wave of tech and gaming innovation. I wish I can speak in Hebrew, but I'm not as good as Dan, so excuse me presenting this in English. So today I want to focus on one big question. How do we enter Korea, where the world is most demanding and competitive in high ARPU gaming market, and actually how to be successful? I will share the Korean perspective openly with the cultural nuance and with focusing on practical and transparent insight. But first, a little bit more about myself. I have over 20 years of experience in Korea's digital media and gaming ecosystems, and I have worked in several global companies. In fact, I have always felt a strong connection to Israel since I was Korea's first country manager for Matami. So I had the opportunity to visit Tel Aviv multiple times, and I really like the culture there, especially the food and drinking culture. I loved it. So those experiences helped me understand Israeli companies a little bit more from the inside. And after the Matami, I served as the Korea country manager at the Trade Desk, US-based DSP companies, and also a few others. So over the next 20 to 25 minutes, we will move quickly but thoroughly with the four main segments. Number one, market landscape and strategic advantage. This is, I call it the why and the wow. And number two is the reality check. Entry barriers and core essential to penetrate the Korea market. And number three, I like to call it the engine room. So our four-phase performance marketing roadmap to go to Korea market. And number four is the partnership with the benchmarks, budget, and how we can collaborate. I promise to keep the jargon minimum and insight practical. And if you hear me start speaking highly formal Korean business language, that's my cue to remind myself to relax, slow down, and bring it back to reality. So, let's look at the battlefield. Then went over details, but again, Korea is the first largest global gaming market with a massive bias toward mobile. It's mobile-first ecosystem, and it's deeply performance-driven. And every decision is scrutinized based on ROAS and CPI. The difference from the West, users here are fast adopters and high spenders and critically high volume churners. Okay, you must master the channel mix, such as global platform like Google, Meta, TikTok for acquisition volume. But more importantly, local media such as Naver and Kakao are absolutely critical for targeting those premium and high value users. So think of Naver and Kakao as your VIP section and global platforms as your main floor. And of course, we need both. Why should an Israeli company known for fast-paced innovation target Korea specifically? First, it offers the ideal test market. Korean users are sophisticated and stress test your product game like no other else. They give you a fast feedback loop, providing rapid behavior signals for immediate optimization, which is critical for live service monetization. And second, Korea acts as an expansion hub. A success here dramatically boosts credibility across to Asia and is your golden ticket to Japan, Taiwan, and Southeast countries. And finally, the advanced digital ecosystem supports precision targeting and attribution, which suits your data-driven marketing DNA perfectly. So I also have experience at Matomi that I studied Korea market, but used the success case to open the Japan office that time. But there are inevitable barriers. So these are the walls that we must climb. And there are four main challenges. I know Dan went over this a lot, so I will just touch base quickly. First is regulatory risk. This is a serious. Strict compliance is required on ratings, consumer protection, and those infamous loot box rules. But many people kind of will neglect on this risk. They want to do launch as fast as they can, but once you violate any regulation, it's really hard to go back to the game again. So almost, I mean, I would say it's impossible. So you have to be very careful at first. Number two is cultural fit. This is a big one. It requires deep localization, not just translations. Like for example, a color palette that works in the West might signify bad luck here, and common global UI UX might violate established Korean user flow expectation. So I'll just give you an recent example of a casual game of an Israeli company. I mean, it's casual game, but the characters I saw, it's not so much casual to me. So I think once we launch the game, I would suggest the change of the characters, but some of those are not like applicable to Korean users. And number three is technical depth. The flawless device comparability and network optimization are mandatory. Our users will not tolerate lag or crashes. They will just leave and never look back because there are other games available in out there. So number four is operational load and community pressure. Success requires demanding continuous live ops and high content dependency. Furthermore, Korean users communicates are uniquely powerful. So a single negative review, a wave in place like a neighbor cafe can derail a multi-million dollar launch. So all the community management must be handled with a surgical precision. So how do we unlock this market? I'll give you four non-negotiable essentials. First one is partnership. Secure an experienced local publisher or mobile operators like SK Telecom or KT. And we see there are three viable models. First one is full publishing. So it requires high initial investment, but also maximum local expertise and resource commitment. This is best for massive IP launches. And second model is hybrid. So retain control of UA for like performance marketing, while local partner manage live ops, CS, and compliance. So this is often the best balance for high growth tech companies, maintaining your data control. And third model we suggest is strategic model. This is focused only on a specific service like compliance, payment, or specialized media buying, and also marketing as well. So we typically recommend to start with the strategic model as the sweet spot for maximizing control and localized execution. And second entry essential is compliance. So prepare all age rating and legal document early. You have to know the local gaming law, which I often hear that this is very different than other countries, especially compared to Western market. The loot box rules that Dan mentioned is especially sensitive, and transparency is non-negotiable. Self-regulation is quickly moving toward the government enforcement, so being ahead of curve and documenting your odds disclosure is very critical. Number three is payment. Well, I think this is not a must at first, but very important for high ARPU. Arupu, actually, in Korea, you say Arupu more. The Korea is a mobile first nation and trust is tied to domestic services. So integrating essential local gateway, especially Naver Pay and Kakao for Pay for frictionless monetization and improved conversion. Relying on only on Google and Apple Store, building is like accepting only foreign cash. You will leave money on the table otherwise. So as a local payment method, often faster and heavily favored by high spenders. So you have to consider this. Number four is the support. Establish official local CS and community channels. I mentioned Naval Cafe, and then something like a Discord where the community lives and breathes. Your CS responses must be fast, polite, and culturally aware. Remember, community sentiment moves faster than your update cycle. A dedicated, responsible local team is your first line of defense against negative public relationships. So now I will talk about four-phase roadmap. Keep in mind that this four-phase journey is the best practice for actually little big companies that have decide on full-scale attack on Korea. But for those of you who still needed to test the water, we know how to start with a low budget and low profile, so don't worry about it. We can scale with you. So our goal is to make your initial investment smart, not just big. On phase one, launch preparation. So this is the runway. It gives months before global release. So we're focusing on pre-registration using high incentive campaigns. We execute a localized soft launch for technical and monetization testing. But critically, we run on intense closed beta tests with Korean users. So the CPT is not just for finding bugs, it's for testing your monetization curve, balancing and content consumption speed before the official launch. So select your influencers and media partners here for authentic early access content. Phase two is launch and acquisition. Time to ignite the engine, I would say. This is where your performance marketing approach meets the Korean ecosystem. We scale UA utilizing local media plus global platforms for volume. We target high intent and premium users via such as Naver search and Kakao ads. For example, creative tips like for Naver, use clear information-rich creatives. But for TikTok, use face-paced, personality-driven, reactable content to drive viral reach. And Finally, implement robust App Store optimization, also called ASO, with a perfectly localized Korean keyword. We monitor ASO ranking daily. Next, phase three is retention and monetization. So this is the critical phase where we look in the high ARPU. We run segmented live ops tailored for all player tiers. Korean users love competitive leaderboards, limited time collaboration events, and complex login bonuses. So we programmatically target lapsed users with the retargeting solutions. Finally, maintain engagement through continuous steamer, influence collaboration, and in-game events. We manage this partnership, ensuring they drive specific in-game behaviors. And last phase, number four, is brand building, going mainstream. For true long-term dominance, you need cultural resonance. We achieve this through strategic IP collaboration, partnership with the major K-pop, webtoon, or TV IPs that are currently very popular. So this is how you transition from being a foreign game to being a cultural event. We secure visibility via PR and mainstream media coverage, moving beyond just the gaming press. And we build an offline presence with a strategic activation at G Star or major K culture offline events. So we have today Mr. Ido Brush from Game IS. And just like a Game IS in Israel, Korea has similar organization called Korea Game Industry Organization. And we, Yonako, has close relationship with them. And G-Star actually ended it last month in November. But for upcoming years, we can have some special event like such as Israeli booth or event hall from next year. So when the registration time approach, which I believe is early next year, we will also share that with you. So I think that this might be more interesting. So let's ground this in numbers. For CPI, expect range from only 15 cents to $4. I know it seems a big difference, but for especially, I will give you example again in casual game. It is important to boost the ranking in the store because I think other country might not different that much, but in Korea, users download the casual game. They just see on the ranking, not about the game company name or game name itself. So they just try from the number one to number five and find what they like. So when you boost those ranking, CPI is tentatively low, but of course, when you want to convert to the royal user, the CPI go up to $4. And our ROAS goal for well-performing title is to aim for day 7 ROAS of 50%. But of course, again, I have experience of 100% ROAS within 14 days. So it really depends on how much you want to put in and what's your KPI, and this can improve with the type monitoring. And your media mix need a balanced structure across local majors, local media, and performance channels. So don't just over rely on one channel. Diversification is risk mitigation. So I think we covered a lot of ground today. We know the Korean market isn't just about launching a great game. It's about navigating the intensely scrutinized market of regulatory compliance, mastering deep culture localization, and executing a full-phase performance roadmap with surgical precision. From secure day one installs via high value pre-registration to building long-term brand equity through IP collaboration. So the gap between your innovative work class game and the highly demanding hyper-competitive Korea user base is where the challenge lies. So to bridge that gap and to transform that challenge into reliable high ARPU revenue, you don't just need advice. You need a local execution engine. So why partner with us? We bridge the gap between your innovation and Korean execution. We offer 20 years experience in Korea mobile gaming market, and we provide full stack execution covering media, creative localization, offline event, and CS. So let me elaborate a full stack. Our team doesn't just translate your game, but we provide deep culture filtering for all creatives and add copy to ensure maximum local resonance and compliance. We manage your campaign with performance-focused methodologies. So this means we integrate directly with the local data platform, providing highly detailed and transparent reporting and ROI assurance down to the ad set level. So we utilize automated optimization tools tailored for the local market and perform manual hourly bid adjustment to achieve those aggressive ROAS target. We act as your local team, leveraging our proven relationship with the major local platforms such as Naver and Kakao to secure premium inventory and better rate. Next move is yours. We propose 4 initial actions. First one is conduct a market fit assessments based on genre and persona. And second, select your publishing model, either partner or self-publishing the method. Third one is define clear launch KPIs, budget, and timeline. And the fourth last step is launch a pilot campaign and interactive live ops plan. So thank you again for your time. The Korean market is waiting. It's tough, and it's like the F1 circuit of mobile gaming. But for companies like yours, the potential is exponential. So by combining the power of Israeli game development with our proven local strategy, we can unlock tremendous growth. So let's start the conversation on how to execute your ARPU strategy in Korea. Thank you.
עד כאן דבריו של ריאן קים באירוע מפצחים את שוק הגיימינג הקוריאני שנערך בשיתוף גיימיז. אתם מוזמנים להוסיף את הקוריאני ממצקיונה לאפליקציית הפודקאסטים שלכם. כל הפודקאסטים ומאות מאמרים על אנשים ועסקים בקוריאה מרוכזים בבלוג הקוריאני. תוכלו גם להירשם לירחון קוריאה באתר של קבוצת יונאקו ולקבל את ירחון קוריאה ואת הפודקאסט לתיבת המיילים שלכם, או להצטרף לקבוצת הוואטסאפ השקטה של הירחון. אני זמין עבורכם לכל מה שמסובך וקשור בקוריאה. המייל שלי הוא iy.strudel.yonako.com או בוואטסאפ הקוריאנים 050-894-4823. אתם מוזמנים ליצור קשר. אנחנו היינו ריאן קים ואיציק יונה, וזה היה פרק 53 של פודקאסט הקוריאנים. שלום, תודה ובשורות.